And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance again on this Tuesday, the final Tuesday of the month, February the 27th, 2018, our 697th show. It is, and we're here broadcasting live again, going to be with you for the next couple of hours. Lots to talk about. We've got several guests to join us, including we'll have audio from Atlanta winner Kevin Harvick on two different occasions during the show. And also your third place finisher will hear audio from Clint Boyer, who had a lot of good things to say about Atlanta Motor Speedway as they head off to Las Vegas for the third installment of the 2018 NASCAR racing season. Also going to be joined by Colin Brooks with the Northeast Tennessee Prep Magazine. Also going to be joined by Lucas Honeycutt, the head basketball coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Got a big game tonight against the Unicoi County Blue Devils at Chucky Doak from the regional semifinals. Also, William Yarber is going to join us from Max Medicine Mart. Final couple of days for you to save on natural factors, and a brand new supplement starts right up the street here at Max Medicine Mart in the month of March. And also, of course, the man himself, that big old tall drink of water, Jim Cline. Jim Cline Farmers Insurance is going to join us later in the show as well. We got basketball, we got football, we got baseball to talk about. We've got lots of basketball to talk about. We had games last night, some barn burners, and some teams moved on. Some teams got eliminated in the girls' regional semifinals last night. The boys start, of course, tonight, as we said, and so we will tell you all about the guys' semifinals tonight at the AAA, AA, and Single A locations. Also, Emory and Henry, by virtue of winning their conference championships, and the ladies and the guys found out where they're going to be playing this weekend for the Wasps. Of course, Tennessee, the Lady Vols playing. We'll tell you where they're going to be for the opening round of the tournament. We know they're going to be in Nashville, who they're playing. And also, of course, the Southern Conference tournament involving the Bucks and Lady Bucks of East Tennessee State. So lots going on, and we're so glad to be here again live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. And there you go, the number one farmers agent in, 4 states? And so Sandy will bring us the very latest update, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 states. It's where it was last time. I can't imagine changing any. So she'll bring us the official notification coming up here in just a few minutes. We always start our show by dedicating it to the man who hung on the cross. And our verse today is out of the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 33:3 says, "Call unto me, and I will answer you, and tell you great and unsearchable things that you do not know." How about that? Call unto me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things that you do not know. Dr. Billy Graham, again, lying in state at the library in Charlotte, North Carolina. Incredible stories I was reading yesterday before we get into the show. Talking about, of course, George Bush Jr., 43, was there. Could not be there for the funeral on Friday. So he stopped by with Laura Bush yesterday and spent about 30 minutes with the family at the library where Billy Graham's body is lying in state until about 10 o'clock this morning. And then it's going to the Rotunda, the Capitol Rotunda in Washington, D.C., the first non-president to lie in the Rotunda since Rosa Parks did it. And so Friday, the funeral service is going to be at the library in Charlotte, the Billy Graham Library, where he's going to be buried beside his wife, Ruth. And so the President Trump's going to be there. I think some of the other ex-presidents, former presidents, are going to be there. One president who said he wasn't going to come, boy, this is a shocker. Former President Barack Obama said couldn't make it. So I don't know what he's doing, but he can't make it, so not totally surprised. But it's going to be a huge, huge outpouring of love. And what was really incredible yesterday, I was reading a story. One of his grandsons, Roy Graham, was out shaking hands for everybody that came over there and paid their respects. Thousands waited in line for hours to just walk by the casket of Dr. Graham. And Roy Graham's one of the ladies that came to know the Lord in one of his crusades back in 1957. And so led her kid to the Lord, and now her great-grandchildren all have been come to know the Lord because of their great-grandmother, who's now deceased. Again, went to a Billy Graham crusade back in the 50s and got saved. And as a result, the whole family has been impacted by the ministry of Dr. Billy Graham. It's incredible, incredible, incredible what we're seeing here. This is like nothing else. In fact, I was talking to the guy the other day, and he and I, back in the day when the Lord walked, you didn't have cell phones. I mean, his communication was basically one-on-one or in groups, obviously. So, and same with the Apostle Paul. So I dare say this man had, he reached more people than anybody else in the Christian faith ever, with the exception of the Lord and the Apostle Paul. And they were limited, obviously, back in the day with no electronics, and really the only way they could meet people is go basically door to door, meet them in groups. So the impact this gentleman has had is incredible. The legacy is unbelievable. There are folks walking the streets of gold today that have passed on that was impacted by the Billy Graham crusade. So it's really, really unbelievable. And yet this guy was so humble. I just keep saying this gentleman was so humble and so down to earth. I mean, it's really, really incredible, the whole story. And it's, you're trying to comprehend and kind of embrace what all's going on with this entire scenario. It's really kind of, for me, kind of hard to embrace, get my arms around, because it's the impact of his life and legacy is incredible. And that's kind of a really cheesy, watered down adjective. I don't know what else to say about what he's done except just look around and see the impact. When you have people in 2018 stopping alongside of the road when his motorcade went by, the funeral procession, if you will, in North Carolina, it was documented. Folks stopped off the side of the road and pulled out and got out and just stood there in silence as he went by. Aretha Franklin said it best, folks. That's R-E-S-P-E-C-T in the truest sense of the word. So an incredible thing we're watching in front of us, not a thing, the event of the funeral of Dr. Billy Graham and everything in and around it. The official funeral will be Friday, as we said, on the grounds. So it's pretty incredible situation we're getting a chance to watch. We're live here again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take our first break. We'll jump in and we'll get after it. We got lots to talk about. Item number one, we will talk about college basketball. Big upset. Told you last night that the Virginia Tech Hokies had a really good shot of knocking off the Duke Blue Devils at Castle Coliseum in Blacksburg. Well, they did. They knocked them off last night. So we'll take a look at the top 25 new polls out. Also, we'll take a look at the high school basketball from last night. Big wins by some of the teams. Some of the teams had a disappointing season-ending loss, but some of the girls' teams across Northeast Tennessee, and then set the table for the night's games as well. All that next in our first segment on Hoops, right here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Cline, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. We're live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance again on this Tuesday. Tomorrow will be at Chick-fil-A. Going to be a really cool show tomorrow, too, because tomorrow we'll have the boys state championship basketball team from Tri-Cities Christian School. They went down and won the whole. Hello, Gary Taylor. Hello, Pam Brown Payne and Taylor Kaufman. Hello to you kids. Thank you for watching the show. Appreciate that very much. But tomorrow, the boys state basketball championship team from Tri-Cities Christian Schools went into Middle Tennessee and won the whole kit and caboodle. State championship team, Coach Blythe, and some of the boys will be there tomorrow. Also, Greg Sire talking Major League Baseball will be there tomorrow. Joe Avento, our buddy from the Johnson City Press covering the Buck Sports, will be there to give us a preview of the basketball tournaments this weekend for the men and the ladies. The Lady Bucks and the guys playing again at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville for the Southern Conference Tournament. We'll get a preview tomorrow, all about that and more. And then our buddy Caleb Sparks, with our great sponsor there, Sprint, going to join us tomorrow as well. We'll be live at the Chicken Coop, as I call it, Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Coming up, we got Jim Cline Farmers Insurance going to join us in just a few minutes. And here we go. Here's top 25 college basketball from last night. We told you it'd be an upset, and there was a putback in the last, 4 seconds of the game. Virginia Tech knocks off fifth-ranked Duke, 64-63. Hokies now 21-9. Dukies at 24-6. Other top 25 games last night, it was sixth-ranked Kansas, a 10-point win at home over Texas, as expected, 80-70. And also 20th-ranked West Virginia, the Mountaineers get a big win at home against the 12th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders in an upset, 84-74. Tonight, we got 4 on tap, including the Tennessee Volunteers, 16th-ranked Vols at 21-7 on the road tonight at Mississippi State. Going to be a tough game. 21-8 to play that one in Starkville. 7 o'clock tip-off there. 17th-ranked Rhode Island hosting St. Joe's. 9th-ranked North Carolina, the Tar Heels, the defending national champs, hosting Miami tonight. Heels at 22-7, Miami at 20-8. We'll play that one in Chapel Hill. And then also tonight, good one, 14th-ranked Auburn. This could be a trap game for the War Eagles. 24-5 going to Arkansas, who's 20-9. So there's your top 25 college basketball as far as men's basketball for this Tuesday. Also, the new polls are out. Let's run them down for you before we take the break. Again, your polls go as follows. Virginia, Michigan State, Xavier up to number 3. Villanova number 4, Duke number 5. Rounding out the top 10, Kansas, Gonzaga, Purdue, North Carolina, and Cincinnati. The Tennessee Volunteers up 3 to number 16 this week. And again, the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders from Murfreesboro, by the way, is 24th this week. And then the Kentucky Wildcats cracked back into the top 25. They're 23rd in the country in the latest top 25 college basketball poll. He's here. He's ready to go. We'll take a break, come right back, and when we do, we'll be joined by our buddy Jim Cline from Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, the #1 farmers agent. How many states, big dog?
Well, in our state, Tennessee.
Tennessee, and how many other ones?
Well, President of the Council came from Tennessee and Alabama.
He hates me doing this. I don't care. I'm proud of it. And I've got my insurance with this man, so I want to tell everybody how good he is because he takes care of me and take care of you. Quick break. We'll be right back. He'll join us, but first, this little update from our buddy at Phil's Dream Pit. Again, one of our great sponsors at Eastern Star Exit here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with my buddy Phil, Phil's Dream Pit again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And tell us about, big guy, tell us about the Dream Packs at Phil's Dream Pit.
So we offer these Dream Packs that we offer them in equal numbers, so like 4, 8, 12, 20, 24. I mean, we can do them as much as 100 people or more. We've had them go out for 300 people. But the Dream Packs are, it comes with the pork, the sauce, the buns, and 3 sides. So you could do like beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. The price ends up costing you a little under $7 a person, which is an unbelievable value around here.
Well, obviously, spring's right around the corner. You're looking at people on the move, going to ball games and Little League games and just being on the move. So this is a great way to come in and get a dream pack. And or if you got an event in the backyard, a cookout, or whatever you got going on, this is a great way to feed the gang, right?
It is. And another benefit of it is sometimes people are having rehearsal dinners and they'll have volunteers from their church that will serve. So this is a very inexpensive way to hold your costs down for your rehearsal dinner or your wedding. We do offer full service catering. The price goes up a little bit to have our whole crew out there, but you could do the value packs too and have folks from church serve it and cost you under $7 a person.
Let's squeeze in too before I let him go. Meat by the pound. So again, another event coming up that you just want to come out here and buy this great meat by the pound. You do that as well.
I do. We offer the pulled chicken. We offer brisket by the pound, pork by the pound, chicken salad by the pound. The chicken salad, kind of give us a heads up if you're going to want 4 or 5 pounds of that, because we try not to make that much of it at once.
All this on the website.
And philsdreampit.com.
Yep.
It has our catering menu. It also has our in-house menu and the value packs, and just an awesome deal.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're physically located right off Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. So Phil's Dream Pit, philsdreampit.com. The quest for perfect barbecue, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And we're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Our great sponsors, Food City and Sprint. We'll be at Food City in Churchill coming up on Friday. We got Sprint stopping by tomorrow. Don't forget the iPhone 10s are $30 a month right now. iPhone 10s, the newest phone out there, and they can't keep them in stock. Also, the iPhone 8, you can lease one and get one, or get one and lease one. Again, at the Sprint store on North Roan Street in North Johnson City, right there in front of Longhorn Steakhouse. Let's go ahead and get him up on the camera. Let's hit that name, and let's get the camera ready to roll, because I'm tired of seeing me, and you probably are too. Let's get that big old tall drink of water. And boom, there he is, our buddy Jim Cline, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing marvelous, Tom. I hope you are.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for letting us come over. I love coming over here and hanging out with this gentleman. Of course, I've had insurance with you we go through this every time I come
here.
20 years?
20 years, yeah.
20 years, every bit of it. Love it, love it, love it. Wouldn't go anywhere else. This man takes care of me. My auto insurance, again, at Farmers Insurance. Also have some life insurance policies, which is a great segue we're going to get to in just a second. But right before you came on, we were talking off air. You're a big fan of Phil's Dream Pit.
Love Phil's Dream Pit, and of course we love the pulled pork, but they've also started that pulled chicken, so now we have to get a little bit of both, because I have so many at my crew, and we love getting it because we'll get it to go. We'll get it to go and take it home, and we just lay it all out, and everybody just kind of graze and get a little bigger, and you can lay there and watch TV and take a nap, and you can get back up and you can go get some more. I mean, you just kind of, it's marvelous. But they're great. Everybody loves their beans at my place. It's just, oh my gosh. And Katie and her husband actually got some with some friends this weekend, and they were talking about the hash brown casserole.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I'm going, Katie, you didn't give me any hash brown casserole.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that'll be my next thing to try out there.
Got to try it.
Of course, we were in there the day of it was a 10-year anniversary.
A couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, they gave us cupcakes and gave us a little bag and gave us 10% off, so that was also, that was nice. But we've done it. We actually picked it up. We met some friends in Asheville about 2 weeks ago. And so we're meeting on Friday afternoon for the weekend. So Elizabeth said, we will bring dinner. And so they fixed it all up, had it all in the vacuum sealed. So all we had to do is once we get there, get it all warmed back up and have it ready as everybody rolled in to eat. So very good food.
Great testimonial. Again, we'll be out there in a couple of weeks, right off the Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26.
You
open.
Don't invite me when you're out there. You afraid you have to buy my lunch?
You can come.
I don't eat that much.
Well, all right.
Not at eat in one sitting. Not unless I'm Grace.
We'll let him graze. I graze too. That pulled chicken's out of this world.
It is, isn't it? That we really are enjoying that a lot.
If you're in town on March the 13th, which is a Tuesday, which is what, 2 weeks from today?
2 weeks.
2 weeks from today, you're my guest for lunch at Phil's Dream Pit. Grazing is the key word here. And that's
of course, you can't get it all at once, and you want a little more. You always want a little more.
We're talking to our buddy Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. 247-5400 is the number to call. And Life insurance. Let's talk about it because it is something a lot of folks don't always want to talk about, but everybody needs. Tell me about it.
Very much so. You know, we sit and we work with people all the time. We're protecting their home, we're protecting their auto, but their most valuable asset is themselves. You know, what if they go to work and don't make it home that day for whatever reason, no reason of their own? You know, another car hit them, something take place, you never know. How's your family protected? How do you want them protected? What do you want to take care of them with? And so that's that's the thing we want to sit down and talk to them about is, do you want to send your kids to college? And if so, what kind of college do you want to send them to? So how much money do we have for that? If we need an adjustment period for the spouse, both spouses may be working, so then we need to look at both of that because a lot of people spend everything they have, and so we've got to protect that. Or we may have one spouse that may stay home and do a lot of caregiving and stuff. So do they need to go back to school and get some training if they need to get back in the workforce and been out for a while? So these are things that we talk about with people is, what kind of loans they have, what kind of income replacement do they want, what kind of final expenses do we need to take care of, and that may be all we need to take care of. They may have everything else taken care of, but then we need to take care of final expenses. And then what kind of extras do we want to leave? I have a lady that would say lots of time, if you had one last big Christmas present you would leave them, what would you want to leave them the money to go purchase or go have or to help someone again with their future education? So that's just something that we, again, people don't want to talk about it, but it is reality. We do deliver life checks. It's not a fun thing, but in most cases, the family is grateful that someone took the time to plan that for them so that they weren't in that financial situation trying to take care of final expenses, trying to pay a loan off, or trying to do things of that nature.
Well put. 247-5400. You've been at it for how many years?
25 years.
25 years. So you've seen exactly what we're talking about. You've had to go present checks and deal with folks. And how many folks?
The situation that people have, and I had a lady when I was telling her this, it really empowered her because it hit her, that they put it off. The gentleman kept on talking to me and kept on saying, well, let me look, let me make my decision, let me do here and let me do that. And he actually talked to a couple of us in the office, and we did this for probably a couple of years, and he had a heart attack in the front yard one day, gone. The wife called me and said, he didn't ever do anything, did he? And I'm like, he didn't. I found out through the hard way, but then she was at her bank trying to see if there was anything drafting out. Did he do anything anywhere? And he did not. Left her in a bad situation. I feel like she's probably recovered from that, but it still would have been better if she would have had that. And so it's procrastination. We don't want to do that. And again, he never anticipated, and I wouldn't have looked at him and said that either. We never thought. But it happened, and it happens all the time. So we don't want to put it off. You need to stop and talk to a professional. And we would love the opportunity to talk to you, show you what all kinds of programs that Farmers has to help meet your goal and meet your need. Because there's life insurance that have what we call living benefit. They build cash value, they build equity, and a lot of people will call it return of premium or whatever. But you can get money back as we hope you do live. So again, we just ask for the opportunity to sit and talk to you.
Been at it 25 years, the number one farmer's agent in Tennessee, correct?
Correct.
There you go. And you're also number one in Alabama.
Tennessee and Alabama is where it was chosen out of our territory for the President's Council that we got last year, and we hope we accomplish again this year.
Absolutely. So you're looking at the man on screen. It's the number one. I don't know how many agents are farmers agents in the state of Tennessee. There's a pile of them, and I'm across the one who's numero uno with good reason. All this he's telling you is coming off out of his head, and there's no crib notes. He just does it because he's passionate. He does it from his heart. Retirement and education, two other things kind of go right along with life insurance. Tell me about those.
Well, so we offer financial services as well, and so we talk to people about, investing and doing through their employer if they offer it. But then also you need to diversify, and you can do some outside that because what's through the employer may not be enough. So again, we start looking at doing a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. You may be self-employed, or again, one one spouse may work for a company and have a retirement, and the other one may be self-employed and not. So we can help develop a program for that retirement savings. If we need the tax deduction, we can do the traditional. If you're young enough and you don't need it, then maybe we'll do the Roth so you can have the deduction later on. But those are avenues we want to look at. Farmers Financial Solution has partnered with a lot of companies. So we have American Funds, which have managed funds. They're not just passive funds. But then we also have Fidelity and Franklin Templeton and all kinds of different funds to be able to look at to invest in and save for the future. And the same thing with retirement. I mean, with education. I'd give my testimony is I did a 529 plan for each one of my children. Now, I will say no, I didn't save 100% of what their four-year education cost, but I saved a good portion of it, and that's what I say, something's better than nothing. And if it would have really put me in a different financial situation if I hadn't, because again, I did that on a monthly basis. I did it for probably about 12 to 15 years, because it started when they started these actually, and my kids were in elementary school. And so Meredith, my youngest, is finishing her senior year, and I emptied the account this past December to pay this last tuition. So I had money all along with all three. So again, we just want to show you how a 529 plan works. Discuss do you want a private school? Do you want a public school? In-state tuition, out-of-state? What do you want to save for? What kind of goal? And what can you contribute to that program each month? Mine averaged about 8%, and that was when the market was bad. But it went down and up and down and up, and Elizabeth was about freak, and I'd say, hang on, hang on, we'll get there. And so it did help with being able to fund their education and have that money set aside. So we do offer those 529. Same thing. There's all kinds of different companies that we can do the investments through.
Well, and the bottom line of that is something's better than nothing, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing when I talk to people about final expense. They're like, I don't know that I can afford $25,000 death benefit, but what's 10? Here's 10. 10 take care of it. 8 to 10 is the average. Mm-hmm. But again, depending on what kind of celebration you want, and so then. Again, and that's what I tell them. I said, well, for your family to have some money to help with that is better than having nothing, because if they have nothing, then they're coughing it all up. And the same thing here. You're trying to figure out education. Because the great thing about the 529s, back to them real quick, is if for some reason your child gets a full ride, that money's still yours. You own it, you control it, and then you can pull it out for your use. The advantage of the 529 is earning money on a tax-deferred basis, and as long as it's pulled out for education, it's tax-free. So it has its benefits just like your Roth IRAs have benefit for retirement, but same thing. You control that 529, your child doesn't control it. Again, if they get scholarship and they don't need all of it or just some of it, it's still your money to do what you want. It'll roll from one child to another. If you have multiple children. And again, that's what we'll just sit down and explain to you and work through with you. But it's just preparing. Anybody will tell you on anything you do, you got to prepare for the future.
Before we go to the break, he's going to come back later on and talk about auto insurance and also the American Shield warranty, how you can have your home insured in case something crazy happens, like a hose breaks in the back of the washer or a tree falls through the window or whatever. But the most important topic, how's the little lady? How's the little grandbaby?
Oh, little Miss Claire is marvelous. And I saw her this morning, and she just melts my heart. So, as Elizabeth says, that's my lovely bride, that, I walk so softly. So as I walk so softly towards the kitchen area, little Miss Claire gets so excited because she knows Pop's coming down that hall. And there I am. So I usually interrupt bottle time, but it's okay. It is marvelous, and she just smiles at me and just loves and plays, and she's sitting up now, and we're just having a blast.
How old?
She'll be 6 months.
6 months.
On Wednesday.
Little Claire.
Actually, with this beautiful weather, I took her on a nice golf cart ride Friday. So we just had so much fun. Katie is like, oh, y'all could get to stroll out and walk her. Well, we probably couldn't. I probably could use that walk. But I thought a ride might be a little better for Pop. So we just rode around, talked to all the neighbors because everybody was out, and we just had so much fun.
Showing off that grandbaby.
Love it.
Nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
I'm telling you.
If you can't tell, I light up like a Christmas tree.
Oh,
we're talking about Claire.
Animated is the word, no question. So, love it. Come back in a little while.
I'll come back in a little bit.
All right, he's our buddy Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. We appreciate him very much being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live here again at Jim Cline, and yeah, we can talk serious all day long. He started talking about that grandbaby. He lit up like a Christmas tree, and I get it. I totally get it, because I've got two myself, and they ain't nothing like him, I can promise you. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank you for being with us again on this Tuesday. We are live here again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. You heard the number one farmers agent in the entire state of Tennessee. Nobody sells more insurance than this man right here. 247-5400, the number to call. So we would ask you to, again, all he wants is a chance to quote you some insurance, and that's the name of the game. It's all he wants to do, and he does it, and I can promise you from experience, he does it very, very well. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to jump in and talk to Colin Brooks about the Northeast Tennessee Prep Basketball Magazine and get his take on the three big games coming up tonight, or I should say the six big games tonight in the three classifications in boys AAA, AA, and single A regional semifinal basketball. Colin Brooks joins us next, but first, this time out from our buddy Jeremy Livesey from Movement Mortgage on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. With one of our great sponsors again here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, our dear friend Jeremy Livesey from Movement Mortgage. See behind us the jeremylivesey.com and 671. This is a neat process. It's working big time for the organization. Tell me about it.
Well, basically, our 6-hour underwriting process just basically revolutionizes the area because not any other lenders are doing that. And our 7-day processing period just means that we're getting everything processed in 7 days and then 1 day to close. So once everything's final approved, it gets to the title company in 1 day.
The first number we're talking about is 6. What's that represent?
6 is from the time that we take the loan application and we submit it to the underwriting team, whatever you want to call them. About 6 hours later, we get our approval.
Here he goes.
So, yeah.
That's 6. The middle number is 7. Tell me about that.
7 is once the underwriter approves the loan, then they send us the condition sheets, and between me and my assistant and our processor, we have 7 days to get all the documents and everything back to the underwriter for our final approval.
And then the last number out of 671 would be just numero uno.
Yeah, just the one. So once everything is done, then the closer for our team will package up everything that needs to be done at the title company for the legal part with the deed and deed of trust and notes and all that stuff. Sends all that to them, gets all the money ready, send it to them so we can close.
Website is Jeremy Livesey, Livesey, jeremylivesey.com. VA loans, tell me about that from Movement Mortgage, Jeremy Livesey.
Yeah, this area is very good for VAs just because of the VA med centers here, and most of the people like to retire in this area, and a lot of them are veterans. So we offer 100% financing with no mortgage insurance to them. Still can close in 30 days or less. So I mean, it's not a big deal for them. And on our end, we enjoy it because we've got it down to a science. So.
Number 2, the FHA loan. Tell me about that.
FHA, it's more for people with less money to put down. Sometimes they do have some credit issues or just debt-to-income issues. And, depending on where they're wanting to buy it, there are some different grant programs available as well. So we do a lot of the FHAs. This area is just a hotbed for FHAs just because of the, East Tennessee. We got a lot of younger people buying. A lot of people that just don't have a lot of money to put down. They don't have the 20% down like they used to have to get to buy a house. So.
JeremyLivesey.com is a website you want to go to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll let you know what's there here in just a moment when you get there. USDA loans, tell me about those.
USDA or the rural development loans, that's basically for the county, and they offer 100% financing as well. The guidelines for underwriting are a little bit stricter, but you do get 100% financing, so you kind of pay the price on a few things, but to get 100% financing on $150,000, $200,000 house, get it for nothing, it's not a bad deal.
VA loans, FHA, USDA, and then last but not least, conventional loans.
Conventional is just your vanilla loans, 15, 20, sometimes 10% down, depending on what your situation is. More for your people with higher credit scores, some money down, lower debt ratios, and stuff like that. They do have some advantages to it. They're a little bit easier to do as far as paperwork, and we do a ton of it.
Office located right across from the Cracker Barrel in Boones Creek. JeremyLivesey.com. 6-hour underwriting process, 7-day processing period, 1 day to close. And so, again, when we go to JeremyLivesey.com, what will we find?
You will find, like I said before, you'll find a nice picture of me. Also has a little button underneath that says Apply Now. So you can go on there and it'll actually walk you through it and tell you exactly what you need to provide as far as the documentation. and put your name, address, phone number, social security number, all that stuff. It comes straight to my desk, and we can have you an approval the same day.
Here you go. JeremyLivesey.com, Movement Mortgage. You can check them out. Again, located physically here in Boones Creek, right across from the Cracker Barrel. But again, the website, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Jeremy, Jeremy, and then Livesay or Livesey, Livesay, easy to spell, JeremyLivesey.com. And it's a busy time right now.
It is.
And you love it.
I do.
VA, FHA, USDA, and conventional loans, give him a call. The process is called 671. Again, Jeremy Livesey, Movement Mortgage, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. That's our buddy, of course, Jeremy Livesey, again, at Movement Mortgage, right there across from the Cracker Barrel, Boones Creek Cracker Barrel. Check him out at JeremyLivesey.com. And he's a great guy, as this guy is as well. Let's go to the phone. He's there. Colin Brooks has joined us from the Northeast Tennessee Prep Magazine. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Tom. Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Sit down last night. Got a chance. Finally got slowed down long enough to read this periodical you gave me. You gave it to me last night. I thought, I'm going to sit down tonight and flip through it. And about an hour later, I'm still reading through it. It's a fantastic piece of journalism. I told you off air, the Ralph Stout tribute to the legendary official who passed away back in December, just out of this world with all the different quotes, and it really is a solid keepsake book. It's not necessarily about the current basketball season. It's just about basketball in Northeast Tennessee, isn't it?
Yeah, NC Hoops, this year we kind of took the approach of a keepsake. We've got everything in there from all 40 boys and girls teams in District 1. We've got headshots and kind of season wrap-ups. And then also there's a bunch of historical pieces. Trey Williams, who did most of the writing in the book, is just a phenomenal writer, and he knows so many people and so many great stories. It's always a treat to let him kind of just do his thing when it comes to those historical pieces. But like you said, we've got the Ralph Stout story in there, and I think it's 11 pages. We've got a great tribute to Demetric Stevens, who was a former Science Hill kind of legend. We've got stories on the 1968 Science Hill team, the 1958 Dobbins-Bennett team, and Boones Creek team. And there's just so much in there. It's not just a up-to-the-minute basketball book. It's more of a keepsake for everybody.
Absolutely. Of course, you had a great story about the Boones Creek team with Monroe Ellis, and yeah, it really is a good read. It's well worth it, and so they're on sale. Whereabouts are they on sale, and how much are they?
They are $15, and right now we've got them in 3 locations. In Kingsport, Tom Thorpe with Wallace Newsstand is carrying them for us. And in Johnson City, we've got them at the Shamrock, and then we've got them at Fanatics 101 in the mall. And the great thing about the Shamrock is, you can go right through the drive-through window. They'll be expecting you. You just ask for any T hoops, and they'll make it happen. Maybe you can get a little lemonade on the way through to help Jack out. But we're very fortunate to have those 3 businesses come on board with us and just help us out to distribute the product.
We're talking to our buddy Colin Brooks. We're live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. So having said that, we got basketball tonight, big guy. Let's see, what's your take on the hoops tonight? We got big games, and let's start with the AAA. You got Science Hill, Morristown East, and Jefferson County and Dobbins-Bennett. Those games being played at Jeff County tonight. What's your take on those games?
Well, there's some great storylines with both of those games. With the Science Hill game versus Morristown East, Morristown East is really rolling. They won their first district title since 2012, just about a week ago. And Ryan Collins is the head coach. He's entering his, I believe, his fourth year down there, and he's a University High product. He actually graduated in 2005 from University High, and then did a lot of his assistant coaching at Science Hill. So him and Ken Cutlet know each other extremely well. It's kind of the teacher versus the student, and so that should be a really good game. Morristown East has a kid by the name of Connor Jordan that scored 40 points last week against David Crockett and really sealed that game to get them where they are. And then on the other side, you got Dobbins-Bennett in Jeff County, and Chris Poore, Dobbins-Bennett's first-year coach, came from Jefferson County, so he knows a lot of those kids. And in a win or go home situation, I know he hopes to end his former player's season, but I'm sure that's what he's hoping to do. And those 2 teams, Dobbins-Bennett and Jeff County, they've already played twice this year, and Dobbins Bennett hasn't beaten them. But I think Dobbins Bennett's playing their best basketball at the right time of the year, going into March. They're definitely playing the best they have all year.
We're talking to our buddy Colin Brooks in the Northeast Tennessee Prep Basketball Magazine. That's the AAA matchup. It's a great storyline. We appreciate your research on that. And the AA games tonight, Granger and Chucky Doak at 6 o'clock. Elizabeth and Unicoi County. In fact, we're going to talk to Lucas Honeycutt coming up here at the top of the hour, the head coach of the Cyclones. They'll play Unicoi County for the fourth time tonight at 7:45 tonight at Chucky Doak. So what's your preview on Granger, Chucky Doak, and Elizabeth and Unicoi County?
Well, Granger, Chucky Doak, Granger has just had such a great tradition under Derek Combs the last few years. They always seem to be in a regional final or hosting a sub-state. There's just great tradition there, so I expect them to come out on top. And the other game, you've got, this is kind of Unicoi County's year. This is what they've been waiting for with Trevor Hensley and some of those guys finally being seniors. I expect them to come away with a victory. And Elizabethton, I think I saw they only have 10 wins this season, so they're kind of in a predicament where they're the ultimate underdog. But Unicoi County, I think they're dialed in, they're ready to play, and I expect to see a Granger County, Unicoi County championship later on this week for that District 2A.
What about the old adage, it's tough to beat somebody 3 times? Now, this, in Unicoi County's case, they're going to try and beat them 4 times. They played them home and away, regular season. They played them the district tournament. Now they're going to be asked to beat them 4 times. I don't know how tough that is, but I would think the odds that pulling off 4 times in one season, that's pretty slim, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say that's difficult, but like I said, they're built for this. They've got Trevor Hensley, who overtook Logan Lau earlier this year as the school's all-time leading scorer. And so they've been working towards this, and so they're not going to catch anybody off guard, and I don't think they're going to be surprised by anybody this late in the year.
These games being played tonight at Chucky Doak, and then, of course, the single-A regional semifinals at Cock County tonight. North Green and Cosby at 6 o'clock. University High and Sullivan North at 7:45 tonight. Preview those two, would you please, in the single-A?
Yeah, North Green and Cosby really is probably the championship game. No disrespect to Sullivan North and University High, but you've got North Green that's entering the game 25-8, Cosby's 24-5, and North Green's got a lot of momentum. Under first-year coach Sam Tarleton, they actually won their back-to-back district championships. When Brandon Broyles left last year, they were kind of worried about maybe who may step in that role, but Sam has done a phenomenal job. And like I said, they're 25-8. So that's kind of the de facto championship game a little bit, and it's unfortunate that one of those teams has to go home. But Cosby lost their championship to Greenback, and that really hurt them and kind of shook things up there. That next game, University High and Sullivan North, 2 local teams that have to travel. I think they're playing in Cock County.
Yes.
But those teams have met twice already this year, and they've split them. So that one's kind of up in the air. UH is 18-13 on the season, and Sullivan North is 12-14. So whoever wins that game, that'll probably be a really good game between 2 teams that are familiar with one another.
We're talking to our buddy Colin Brooks, doing a great job. Let's go back we got a minute or two and go back to last night. AAA basketball, Jeff County eliminates Dobbins Bennett by 11. Daniel Boone all over Morristown West, beat him by 18. So Jeff County, Daniel Boone tomorrow night for the regional championship for the ladies in AAA. In AA, Greenville upset South Green in overtime, 61-58. And also Chucky Doak over Sullivan Central, 61-57. Those two play tomorrow night, Greenville, Chucky Doak in the AA. Then in single A, Cloudland over North Green, 34-29, a low-scoring affair. Unaka beat Cosby 37-35. So tomorrow night, Cloudland, Unaka, Carter County schools have to travel to Cock County to decide it. So what's your take on those 3 games tomorrow night?
Well, I'm just very happy for the Lady Blazers of Daniel Boone. Travis Maines is a phenomenal coach, and he's got a certain intensity to him that can turn some people off, but it's really just the passion that he has for those girls. So, a lot of people were saying, oh, they only beat West down there by 1 point last time, so I think they really shocked a few people, almost beating Morristown West by 20 points. And it looks like they finally got over that hump to maybe make a trip to Murfreesboro. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, but Maines and his ladies have been very honest this year that it's Murfreesboro or bust for them. They want to go down there and compete for a state championship, which they haven't done in a long time.
And that's
the Double-A game. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead. You're exactly right. That's the goal of every one of these teams. They want to get down to the big show, not just get there, but to win it. So, Double-A, Greenville, and Chucky Doak. That should be a barn burner tomorrow night.
Yeah, it should. And two surprises because Sullivan Central was the district champion going into that. So Chucky Doak upsetting them was a surprise. And then South Green, they moved up this year. They were single A. They're past 2 state championships, and I'm sure those girls really wanted to get to Murfreesboro and prove to everybody that the move up wasn't much for them. But they really just ran into a buzzsaw in Greenville with Sydney Lawler, who went for 41 points earlier in the district tournament. She's a phenomenal player, and that Greenville Lady Devils team is an impressive bunch.
We're talking to Colin Brooks. Just got a word in from Mike Warner. Says Northeast Tennessee Hoops is a great publication, makes a great gift. Colin and Trey did a great job. So there's a testimonial unsolicited from Mike Warner from here in Kingsport. So, and he's right, it is a great publication, and I'm going to endorse it. You got to get out and get a copy of this. And again, we'll let Colin tell us in a minute where you can pick those up. Single A, Cloudland, Unaka tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. The ladies have to travel down to Newport from Cloudland to Unaka, which is a long bus ride to determine and to decide the regional championship. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, the Lady Rangers, Ken Chambers has really done a good job with them this year in getting them, focused and playing that Lady Rangers basketball that he was so noted for early in his career. And then you've got Mike Lunsford, who's taken over the Lady Highlanders. He's that's got to be real different from him coaching football, but he's done a great job, and that should be a great matchup down there. I hate to have to do all that mileage and travel in between, but those fans in Cotton County will definitely get a show.
Mike Warner says the Lady Blazers share the ball well, very unselfish, which is fun to watch, and that starts with their coach, Travis Maines. You heard said earlier, it's Murfreesboro or bust for the Lady Trailblazers, and so they'll play tomorrow night in that championship. And I know right up the street, the Dobbins Minute Lady Indians, Bill Francis had a great year, and this young lady, Courtney Whitson, who is verbally committed to play at East Tennessee State next year, she's the real deal, and so they got a great nucleus come back next year. They have nothing to be ashamed of, nor any of these teams. When you get to this point, Colin Brooks, you're just glad to get here, and you've earned it, obviously. There's no cream puffs to get to this level in the regional play, so even the teams that lost have nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of teams wish they could be here, and so they get ready for the next season as far as basketball for next year. But hey, it's an honor. I know that sounds cheesy because they got beat and got knocked out, but in my opinion, it's an honor to get to this point in the season, to the regional semifinals.
Yeah, I completely agree. And Science Hill, the Lady Toppers, have some great things coming back next year. Dobbins Bennett, the Lady Indians, led by Courtney Whitson. I swear she's been a senior 5 years in a row already, but it seems she's still there. But, you said she verbally committed to ETSU, and Coach Ezel just got, they are big on ETSU tough and what that means, and they got just a tough player in Courtney Whitson. She just does whatever's asked of her, and she's a phenomenal player. So I really hope to see her do great things. She's got one more year of high school, but once she is a member of that ETSU women's team, I expect to see great things out of her.
Absolutely. I'm going to get your take on just a second. I want to get your take before I let you go, and I appreciate your time about this, what looks to be a big, big bombshell in college basketball. I think the lid's going to blow off this thing. I want to get your take in a second. Again, recapping tonight, AAA, Science Hill, Morristown East at 6 o'clock at Jeff County. Then Jeff County and Dobbins Minute at 7:45 tonight. The AA semifinals at Chucky Doak. Granger and the Black Knights at Chucky Doak at 6 o'clock. The Elizabethton Cyclones, we're going to talk to Coach Honeycutt next year on the show from Elizabethton High. They'll take on Unicoi County at 7:45 tonight at Chucky Doak. And then the single A's tonight at Cocke County. North Green and Cosby at 6. University High and Sullivan North at 7:45 tonight. Coming up, we're going to hear from Lucas Honeycutt. Also, we're going to hear from Kevin Harvick twice, and also from Clint Boyer, who finished third in Atlanta over the weekend. And, of course, Harvick won it, and we're going to find out from him what it meant to drive around with that number 3 in the air after the after the win and the victory lap, honoring the late Dale Earnhardt Sr. So we'll talk about that and hear about that from Kevin Harvey coming up here in a few minutes as well. Colin, before I let you go, what's your take on what looks to be? I mean, everybody's some are saying it's no big deal, but the FBI's in there with 4,000 wiretaps, and they've already got one coach, dead on center, Sean Miller of Arizona, got him on a wiretap talking about a $100,000 payment to get the big boy DeAndre Ayton to come to Arizona. So to me, it's the calm before the storm, but some folks saying this is no big deal. What's your take?
Well, I think just one word is wow. I mean, I think the undercurrent has always been that things like this do happen. I don't know if it's at that scale of $100,000 for a center, but maybe this will make the NCAA kind of reevaluate things. And I've heard some people kind of mention that maybe the money for athletes doesn't come from the schools. Maybe it comes from them using their image and likeness in video games or jersey sales. But maybe this will move the discussion closer to the players actually getting a cut of that. And it's just really astonishing to think that a coach is paying $100,000 to get a college kid. But, if the FBI has them on a wiretap, I guess, that's about all the evidence they need.
I would think that once you got them dead right in a recorded conversation, I mean, where do you hide from that one? I mean, I think it's, you're in trouble. I would think. I think you're in deep doo-doo, and I think they're talking about the big boys too. They're not talking just about those small people. We're talking about the bigs too. So I think with the old adage, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think that's very much going to be the case here. So we'll have to see. Last thing, Bucks stubbed their toe. Losing 3 in a row at home, had a chance to nail down the regular season Southern Conference Championship. Hello, Emily Colvin, for watching the show. Thank you. And so now you've got to go over there and win it outright, which they can do. They did it last year, but sure put themselves in a precarious position. They'll take on the winner of the Chattanooga-Sanford game on Saturday night. What's your take on Buck basketball heading to Asheville?
I think the Bucks are going to right the ship. They're just they were just. I think a lot of people already had them cutting down the nets, and maybe they were listening to that a little bit. But if they're not hungry now and they don't want to go to that NCAA tournament, then, the season should probably just be over anyway. But I expect the Bucks to bounce back. Coach Forbes is just a phenomenal coach, and he's admitted, that he'll take these losses on himself. But I don't expect for him to have to own up for any more bad losses this season.
I think you're exactly right. I think you're going to see a different team. There is no tomorrow. They got to win on Saturday. The other thing they've lost out on, the regular season conference champion gets an automatic bid to the NIT. Even if you don't go to the big dance, the March Madness, you still get a chance to go to the NIT, and that's gone as well. So they've got to get out there and strap it on and just win it outright. So we'll see if they can do that. Colin Brooks, what do you want to leave us with this morning? Anything you want to leave us with? Because you've done, as usual, a yeoman's job helping out here on the show.
Well, just as NET Hoops, the magazine, we put it out last week. More of a yearbook reflection on this past season, and then also just updates on over 25 college players from the area. We've got great stuff on Tiana Tartar, Shy Copeney, Patrick Good, Dustin Day, who was a former Crockett player. He's at Tusculum now. Emily Schubert from Elizabethton, who's overcome a knee injury at Duke, and she's starting to see some playing time as a redshirt freshman. And then we've done all these history pieces. So Trey Williams and I, we really kind of pour our heart into these projects, that NET Hoops and NET Pigskin every year. And we really just hope that families will be able to pick this thing up in 10 years and kind of smile. And those are our hopes for it. So NET Hoops is available at 3 locations. In Kingsport, it's at Wallace Newsstand. In Johnson City, it's at Fanatics 101 in the mall, and also at the Shamrock. So we would appreciate your support with that, and we hope everybody enjoys it.
Great job, my friend. Enjoy your lunch. Talk to you soon, and thanks. You're awesome. You always are, and I appreciate you, all right?
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you.
Yep, the guy's good right there. Here's my take on this show, and this is I tell people this all the time. Anybody can do this. Come in here and just hand it over to guys like Colin Brooks and Joe Avento and Lucas Honeycutt's getting ready to talk to us, the head coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones, and Greg Salyer tomorrow, the Major League Baseball report's already called me and said, man, we got so much to talk about tomorrow, the MLB. We're in spring training now, and of course the Detroit Tigers went out and purchased a 1-year contract on Francisco Liriano, which puts the crimp now on Daniel Norris. He's got to perform. He's got to come out of the gate here in spring training and earn a spot in that rotation, or at least in the bullpen for the Tigers. And so we got so much to talk about with Greg Salyer. It does a phenomenal job. We, of course, have, oh gosh, where do I start? We got Greg Salyer. We've got Joe Avento, Jeff Birchfield, Mike Hedrick twice a week talking NASCAR. So guys like this make the show go. There's no question. I really appreciate you watching, and thank you. A great coffee table book, Mike Warner. You're exactly right. So I appreciate you watching the show. We appreciate even more the fact that you share the show, and that is something that we hold near and dear. We're up to 1,000 followers of the show, and that's just folks that are going to be watching the show right out of the gate. That doesn't include the new ones, the add-ons, if you will. So we appreciate very much you being with us. So when you see the show, like it and share it, please, and we'll thank you ahead of time for that. Lucas Honeycutt does join us coming up here in just a few minutes. We're live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, the #1 farmers agent in the state of Tennessee. We're located at his office here on Center Street in Kingsport, right down from the Renaissance Center, right down from our other great sponsor, Max Medicine Mart. 247-5400 is the number to call. You can see out here in the yard, it's huge Farmers Insurance, a little white home here, a little white house that's been converted into an office. And, of course, it's a beehive of activity with all the folks in there working. And so he's the #1 farmers agent in the state. And it's based right here. He is out of little old Kingsport, Tennessee. Tennessee basketball tonight. The Volunteers, 16th ranked in the country in the new polls, up 3 from last week. 21-7 on the road tonight. Tough and dangerous basketball game against Mississippi State. The Rebels in Starkville, the Bulldogs in Starkville, 21-8. That'll be a tough one tonight. Also, you have 9th ranked North Carolina, the Tar Heels, again, the defending men's national college champions at 22-7, hosting the Miami Hurricanes tonight. That's going to be tough. They're 20-8. Tar Heels 22-7. Also in the Southeastern Conference tonight, 14th ranked. Hello, Bill Patrick. Awesome job on Saturday. Thank you, my friend. Auburn, 14th ranked War Eagles, 24-5 at Arkansas tonight, 20-9. That's going to be a dangerous game for the Auburn Tigers of Bruce Pearl. And then 17th ranked Rhode Island hosting St. Joe's tonight. Rhode Island at 23-4 on the season. We'll let you know tomorrow how those games come out tomorrow. NBA last night. Let's run them down for you in the schedule before we go to the break. Celtics last night, 11-point win at home over Memphis. Golden State runs their record of 47-14 with a ho-hum 14-point victory against the Knicks in New York and Madison Square Garden. Toronto goes to 42-17. This is a team you want to watch in the East. They win by 29 over Detroit in Toronto, 123-94. It was the Lakers winning in Atlanta, beat the Hawks 123-104. Brooklyn a 17-point win over Chicago. New Orleans a 9-point win over Phoenix last night. Oklahoma City gets a 7-point win over Orlando. The Dallas Mavericks a 6-point winner at home over Indiana. Houston goes into Utah and pins an 11-point loss on them at 96-85 last night in the NBA. Tonight, it goes as follows. LeBron and the boys at home against the Brooklyn Nets. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off tonight in Cleveland. Also tonight, Philadelphia at 32-26 at Miami at 31-29. Pretty good matchup there tonight. Washington, the Wizards will be in Milwaukee to battle the Bucks. Washington with 35 wins, Milwaukee with 33 wins, and the Clippers in Denver tonight. 31-win Clippers at Denver with 33 wins on the season. Also Sacramento at Portland and Chicago at Charlotte tonight in the NBA. And that's your schedule tonight in the National Basketball Association. We told you again, of course, the high school situation last night and tonight. And then before we go to the break, let's run down again. Let me also tell you about, I want to get that in here. Emory and Henry found out where they're going to be playing. And let's see if I can find it here real quick in my stack of stuff. Emory and Henry's got a game coming up this weekend. The men won the ODAC Conference Championship for the first time ever. And let's see, that's not it. Let's see if I can find it here real quick in my stack of stuff, because we got stacks of stuff all over the place. Oh, brother. Let's see if I can find it. I can't get my fingers on it right now, but we will take a break. I'll have it when we come out of the break. I can promise you that. As we go to the break, we've got Lucas Honeycutt due to join us next, the head basketball coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Got a big one coming up tonight. It'll take on the Unicoi County Blue Devils. The Cyclones will at Chucky Doak at 7:45 tonight. We are 2 weeks away today from opening day, first pitch. We're super excited about this. Haven't called baseball since last, a full season. Been a while. So we did some last year in the tournament, but we're going to come back and we did some games last year. We've doubled up our coverage this year thanks to Chick-fil-A of Elizabethton. So we start 2 weeks today with the Sullivan Central Cougars coming to Elizabethton for Elizabethton Cyclone baseball. I'm with head baseball coach Ryan, president of Elizabethton Cyclones, and coach, we're very excited, my friend. We're getting ready to double the coverage of Cyclone baseball this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I think it's a big step for our program. We really believe that getting out there what our kids do and letting the community know what we're doing and what we're up to is very important. The weather can be bad in the spring, and it doesn't matter to us if the weather's bad. We're going to play. We've played in snow. We don't really care about that, but watching baseball in the snow is pretty tough. So I think it's a really good opportunity for our fans to keep up with us. And really, we've got a lot of fans that live in different states, and I think you saw that from the coverage last year. People in all different parts of the country and in the world watching and listening to Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. And, of course, it all starts March the 13th against Sullivan Central. We got some great games lined up. And, hey, this year we're taking out on the road doing some games, most of the games at Twin Stadium, but we are going to be on the road this year, some big conference games too.
Absolutely. You look early on, us at East, we battled last year with East, and a lot of the same players back on both sides of the field this year. So we're going to be battling with the East early on, and game at Happy Valley, obviously big in-county rivalry. That's also a conference still for us, and then going on the road down to Smoky Stadium. We're going to be playing Pigeon Forge in Jefferson County. Jefferson County goes to the state tournament last year in 3A. We actually beat them last year, which was big for us, and just trying to expand what we're doing here with the program, and this is a big part of it, and we appreciate you coming on board.
Oh, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, it takes sponsorship to make it go, to drive the bus, if you will. And so you've lined up some great sponsors. Tell us some of the folks that are going to be helping out with the broadcast this year.
We're going to be headlined by Chick-fil-A. So they're going to be our headline sponsor for the season. Game night sponsors actually got Carter County Bank and Appalachian Community Federal Credit Union. Physical therapy services from here in town. Tri-Cities Health is a great little outfit over on the edge of town between Elizabethton and Johnson City. Just super folks. Blackburn Children's in Stegall over in Johnson City. And we've even got Elizabethton High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is coming on board. We're really happy to partner with them. They do a lot of great things here in the community and in the school.
It all starts March 13th. Again, it's going to be the Sullivan Central Cougars, our first one. First pitch at 7 o'clock on March 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Coach, what's the phrase that pays? What are we supposed to say? Cyclone?
Cyclone pride. Something to live by, Tom.
Cyclone pride. Something to live by. We'll see you March 13th. Again, looking forward to bringing Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. And so there again, you see the promo with Coach Presnell and myself. 2 weeks from today, Elizabethton baseball. Can't wait. Joe O'Brien. We got 20 games plus the tournament. Again, we're going to do it again right here on Facebook and Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and TomTaylorSports.com on the internet. Can't wait. And so last year, I know the game we had down at Pigeon Forge had over 800 views. It's awesome. So this year, even more games and more coverage thanks to Chick-fil-A of Elizabeth and some other great sponsors. That's next week, but tonight we got basketball. Let me tell you what, I'm going to sing the praise of this gentleman right here. He did a phenomenal job. I sat behind the bench Saturday night in a less than ideal conditions. It was hostile. It's supposed to be when you go to the other guy's gym, but Coach Honeycutt and his staff did a wonderful job making changes on the fly and winning that ball game. So, Coach, I was proud as a peacock to say I knew you, because that was a great coaching job, my friend. The kids did exactly what you asked them to do, and voila, we're playing in the championship tonight.
Well, thanks, Tom. I thought our kids played with a lot of poise, especially down the stretch of that game. Just a lot of things going on back and forth, and our kids just, they just did everything they had to do to win.
Absolutely. Now, I overstepped my bounds. It was the semifinals they're playing for tonight. And, of course, you got Granger and Chucky Doak in Game 1. Game 2, Unicoi County and Elizabeth. We'll get to that in a moment. What do you feel like the difference in that ball game was the other night? They were bigger. You're on their floor. I mean, they're very athletic. They're a very good basketball team. South Green was there for a reason. But what do you feel like the difference was in the game to get that W?
Well, they were big size-wise, and just, looking at them, you look and say, well, we're going to have a lot of trouble inside with them. And we felt like we still had an advantage for us to be able to go inside some against them, even though that they were big. And our kids took that game plan and did a real good job with that. It opened up some looks from the outside, too, especially late. Nico Ashley had some huge shots there, down the stretch. And we had a lot of kids just, step up and make plays, and they needed to.
You've got the outside shooting right now of Adam Cornett and, of course, Evan Perkins, and also Parker Hughes got the inside game with Miller and, of course, Wilson. And so these guys, it looks like to me it's all starting to come together heading down the stretch here, and these guys are responding and buying into Elizabethton basketball. They have all year, but the proof, proof's in the pudding is paying off now, isn't it?
It is, and I mean that's like you said. I mean they've really done a good job. Just listening and just trying to get better. Each and every game all season long, and that takes some leadership. And we've only got 2 seniors this year, and Adam Cornett and Will Miller. Those guys have kind of stepped up here as late. And, Adam hit the big free throws down there to stretch. South Green sealed it for us. Just seeing that, and then having young kids out there, just basically turning into a great ahead. It's really good to see.
Absolutely. Of course, tonight, hello to Chase Dixon, hello to Greg Beck, hello to Greg Bradley, JoJo Bradley, former official watching the show. Thank you. We're live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance in Kingsport. We're talking on, as you see on the screen, to the head basketball coach, Lucas Honeycutt of Elizabethton Cyclone Basketball. Coach, you play him for what, the 4th time tonight? Is that correct? You played him twice regular season, once in the district tournament. Is that correct?
Yeah, this will be the 4th meeting.
So the old adage, you can't beat a team 3 times in a season. Now you look at a team going to try and beat you 4 times in the season. I would think at this point, 4th time around, there's not too many surprises, are there?
No, not too many surprises. Both teams are going to know each other, really well. We've known that they've been the favorite all year. So most of the time, whenever someone's at the top, you build your offense and your defense around how to beat the best team in your league. And we feel like we've got a good game plan. Our defense is solid, and we just got to go figure out ways to get stops. That's the big thing, just with their offensive firepower with Trevor Hensley and Troy Podman just kind of leading charge for them. They're a difficult match, but our kids have hung in there and played really well, and it seems like each game's been closer and closer.
Absolutely. Coming up, we're going to hear from Kevin Harvick and also Clint Boyer here on the show. We're live again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Coach, you look at the last few times you played them. Out at Unicoi, you had them on the ropes. And, of course, in the district tournament, you had them on the ropes, too, and they found a way to win both times. So it's not like you're getting blown out. These 2 teams, when they get together, has been very much nip and tuck, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, even the first game was, just a 10-point game. And, we go over there and play really well at their place. Thought we played well here the last time in the tournament there. And, they're a good team. They're a good basketball team. We think that, they're very deserving of the position that they're in. But, we feel like we've got a great opportunity here to extend our season.
The record for the Cyclones going into the game tonight is what?
Oh, man. I think it was 11-20 was the last I remember. 11-20.
11-20 and playing in the semifinal of the regional. In my money, Coach of the Year in the conference, because the other coaches, the guys that had the talent, you kind of expected. Coach Smith in Unicoi County, that's no knock on him, but this team has taken their lumps all the way through the season, caught fire at the end of the season, and here we are playing in the regional semifinal. Last question, what do you feel like the keys are tonight to beat Unicoi County? And then tell us what happens after tonight's game if you win.
We just got to be solid, I think, on the boards. I mean, we need to control the defensive side of the boards and just make sure they don't get second chance points. I think that's the biggest thing, and just limit open shots. I mean, we've got to contest each and every shot, especially from the 3-point line. The winner goes to Thursday night's game, 7 o'clock for the regional championship. So, if either team that wins tonight will have guaranteed themselves a sub-state game, which will be played that following Monday at 7 o'clock as well. So if you win, you go on to Thursday. The winner Thursday gets to host the sub-state, and the loser would have to go on the road.
There you go. Do you have any idea who's down the road on the other side of the bracket right now?
My guess would be Fulton or Alcoa. Well, maybe one of those two would probably be the favorites coming out of that other side.
Right, but tonight we've got to take care of business and take on a very good Unicoi County team. We'll be there, Coach. Can't wait. You're top shelf in my book. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you down there, and go Cyclones.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yep, good man right there. Lucas Honeycutt, the head basketball coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones, and whoo, it's going to be a bon bunna, as Lake Keith Jackson would say. Unicoi County and Elizabethton meeting for the fourth time tonight at 7:45. Get there early and watch the first game, Granger and Chucky Doak, and the second game, 7:45. We'll be there tonight. Can't wait to watch the Elizabethton Cyclones and Unicoi County Blue Devils, two great basketball teams. He's right. You've got Corey Podvin, and of course the Player of the Year, Trevor Hensley. And that's just two of the great cast of teammates they've got at Unicoi County. And on the other side, of course, you got Miller and Perkins and Parker Hughes and Wilson and Nico Ashley, and who am I leaving out? Adam Cornett. I don't want to leave anybody out. It's going to be a great matchup. Should be a great crowd, and I can't wait to be there tonight. It's showtime. That'll be the AA regional semifinal at Chucky Doak High School, or maybe it's Chucky Doak Middle School tonight, and that's going to be a good one. Here's a good one. A guy that won at Atlanta Motor Speedway picked up his 38th win in his career. He's now one behind. He's now one behind in the career wins list. He is now one behind Matt Kenseth and Tim Flock, and two behind Mark Martin. So 38th win. Here's Kevin Harvick talking about winning in Atlanta this past Sunday as they head off to Las Vegas. Here's Kevin Harvick on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Just really happy to come back to Victory Lane. It's been a long time since I've been able to drive into Victory Lane here on Sunday, and honestly, I didn't have any idea that we would even have a chance of running this race today. So to get the race in, and it'll make it a lot better on the guys getting out west and take some pressure off of that, because it's a pretty hectic time and of travel and different things like that. So I worry about that more than myself, and just because it's so tough from a crew guy's standpoint to get them through these next few weeks.
That's Kevin Harvick nailing down the victory in Atlanta Motor Speedway. They all head off to Vegas this week, where Martin Truex Jr. is the defending champ of the race. Brad Keselowski set on the pole. The active winners going into that race this weekend at Las Vegas would be Jimmy Johnson, four-time winner. In fact, at one point he won three straight, 2005, 2006, 2007, and then 2010. Brad Keselowski's won it twice now as amongst active drivers. He's won in 14 and 2016. Kyle Busch won the race in 2009. Kevin Harvick right there won it in 2015. And again, the defending champ from a year ago will be Martin Truex Jr. Again, he led 150 of 267 laps a year ago. Keselowski set on the pole, but again, Truex brought home the checkers in the Xfinity Series race. The Boyd Gaming 300, Kyle Busch set on the pole, and Joey Logano dominated that race, leading 106 out of 200 laps to win it. And that's your two races this week. The trucks are off until March 24th in Martinsville. We'll hear a little bit later on the show from Kevin Harvick again, talking about what it meant to ride around when he did in his victory lap with that number 3, fingers out of the window with the netting down, symbolizing the late Dale Earnhardt Sr., car number 3. We'll find out about that. And also, Clint Boyer had a solid third-place finish, again in Atlanta over the weekend. We'll hear about that from him a little bit later in the show as well. Speaking of NASCAR, after accumulating stuff for 80 years, NASCAR legend Richard Petty says it's time to sell some of his most famous cars, trophies, and other items. Petty's iconic Dayglow Red and Petty Blue 1974 Dodge Charger going on sale at auction on May the 12th at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, along with other cars, his 1981 Daytona 500 trophy, and other items. The auction will be conducted live and online by Julian's Auction. So Richard Petty the King says, got too much stuff, got to get rid of it. I'm 80 years old. And so Petty, who's won a record 200 races, he is the all-time winningest racer and driver in the history of NASCAR. He is going to auction off some of his most prized possessions. He said, I got too much stuff, don't need it all, I'm going to get rid of it. So he's going to auction off May the 12th, again at the Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. We told you before we went to the break about Emory and Henry men's basketball and women's basketball. We found it, got it. Men are coming off their first ODAC, Old Dominion Athletic Conference tournament title, receiving one of 43 automatic bids to the NCAA Division III championships. They will take on Christopher Newport in Newport News, Virginia for the first two rounds, opening against Franklin and Marshall at Lancaster, Pennsylvania on Friday. So Christopher Newport will play Lancaster Bible College. The winners will meet Saturday for a spot in the Sweet 16. So Emory and Henry will take on Franklin and Marshall, who's 20-6, E&H is 22-6 on the season, and they'll play those games again coming up Friday in Newport News, Virginia. The women, meanwhile, earning an at-large bid to the NCAA's, the program's first. The ODAC tournament runner-up will play at Messiah College in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania against Roger Williams College out of Bristol, Rhode Island. They'll play that on Friday. Roger Williams College is 23-5, and the Lady Wasps of Emory and Henry are 22-6. Winners of that also will move on to a chance for a Sweet 16 berth coming up on Saturday. So, hello, Phyllis Phillips. Hope you're doing a great job and having a great job. And you do a great job, I should say. Hope you're having a great day. She is right up the street here in the Kingsport Parks and Rec, and so hope she's having a wonderful day as well. She is a neat lady, and I appreciate her watching the show as well. We want to give you a couple of baseball notes real quick, one of those being Boyd Sports signs on to manage the Greenville Reds in the Appalachian League. According to the Greenville Sun newspaper, Boyd Sports announcing its agreement with the Greenville Reds in a statement last week. They operate the Tennessee Smokies in Sevier County and the Johnson City Cardinals in Johnson City, and I believe they're going to sign on to take on the Elizabethan Twins as well. The Reds will assume the Appalachian League spot at the former Greenville Astros. Opening day is not that far away, June 19th at Pioneer Park in Greenville, and so that is for all the Appalachian League teams. Will start right around Father's Day weekend or shortly thereafter to start the 2018 Appalachian League season. Kingsport Mets, Johnson City Cardinals, Greenville Reds, Bristol Pirates, Elizabethan Twins, the 5 teams in the Tri-Cities, and they do a phenomenal job, each team in each city, of promoting their product, and we'll have all those different guys on. I know Josh Lawson here in Kingsport, the Kingsport Mets. He loves coming and being on the show, promoting what they've got coming up, season tickets, and once the season starts, the promotions and so on and so forth. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we go to the break, Jim Cline joins us coming up next again where we are today. Tomorrow will be at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Can't wait. It's going to be a great show as always. Greg Salyer will be there talking Major League Baseball. Also tomorrow we have Joe Avento in from the Johnson City Press covering East Tennessee State sports. The Bucks and Lady Bucks head off to the Southern Conference tournament coming up this weekend in Asheville, North Carolina. And then also we've got tomorrow, really cool, the Tri-Cities Christian Boys State Basketball Champions. They won it last weekend in Middle Tennessee. Coach David Blythe and the boys will be at Chick-fil-A tomorrow. Get a chance to have them on, and can't wait to talk to a state champion. We're going to bring the state championship trophy. It's going to be good. We'll have them there tomorrow. Thursday will be a Champion Chevrolet. Got a full show there. Then Friday we'll take it down the road this way. Food City Friday in Churchill. This coming Friday, big Jason Horton's store. So we're looking forward to doing that. Hello to Josh King watching him at Bristol Motor Speedway. Those guys and ladies getting ready. We're 46 days away from racing at the world's last great Coliseum. So hello to Josh and all the folks working hard where we were yesterday at Bristol Motor Speedway. For the break, let's run them down for you. We on the ice last night. Columbus 5-1 win over Washington. Flyers shut out Montreal 1-0 in a shootout. Tampa Bay, the best in the National Hockey League, 4-3 win over Toronto. It was the Colorado Avalanche defeating Vancouver 3-1. Tonight it goes like this. Some good ones. New Jersey skates at Pittsburgh, the defending Stanley Cup champs. Also tonight, the St. Louis Blues. I love saying that. The St. Louis Blues at Minnesota tonight. Nashville, the Predators in Winnipeg against the Jets, a big one. Preds 38-14. Winnipeg at 37-16 on the ice. They'll drop the puck at 8 o'clock tonight in Canada. Calgary skates at Dallas. LA at Vegas. Edmonton skates at San Jose against the Sharks in the Shark Tank in California. Also, you have Toronto skating at Florida and Ottawa on the ice at Washington. That's your National Hockey League schedule for tonight. In the Predators in Winnipeg, that's a biggie as we're heading down the stretch in the playoffs right around the corner. Quick break. We'll be right back. He's right back talking about auto insurance. If you are not happy with your auto insurance, do you have what you need with the auto insurance? And also your home warranty. Do you have what you need to protect your home? The man's got the answers for you coming up next. The #1 farmer's agent in the entire state of Tennessee. I love this little logo too. Farmers Insurance, my man Jim Cline here in Kingsport at 423-247-5400. And we're going to talk auto insurance for a few minutes. And we're going to talk about, again, the home warranty program you can get through Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. We're also going to hear a little bit later on from Kevin Harvick and Clinton Boyer from the NASCAR scene. All that coming up right after this break. We've got my man, that big old tall drink of water, little Claire's granddaddy. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Jim Cline joins us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Cline, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. That's not me. Let me get him over here on the camera. Let me move this camera because see we're just all country over here. We can just take the camera and just got a picture of the lights. There we go. Let's get him on there. Don't want to see me anymore.
Get a picture of that ceiling up there.
Well, I could. There it is. There's the light. Yeah, we're country as cornbread over at this show. We're okay. There's my man Jim Cline, the #1 farmers agent in the state. And so we talked earlier about homeowners and actually talked about life insurance earlier. We're going to squeeze in on the homeowners in a second, but let's talk auto. Auto insurance, very, very important. Folks getting ready, planning vacations and traveling, and I don't want to say this, but there's more cold weather and maybe some snow coming. We're not out of the woods yet.
No, we're not. No,
unfortunately.
Come March, it's going to come in like a line, and we're going to be cold, and then we're going to get a big snow.
We got snow in April, too.
Big snow, Claire and I could go play in the snow. I could take a snow day. We can play in the snow and have fun.
It's all about that grandbaby.
That would be awesome. But yeah, we need to make sure auto insurance is up to date. I'm always talking when I get on here with you all and talking about your limits of liability. The bells and whistles are all great because that's what's going to take care of your car. So the comprehensive collision, If you buy a new car, we have the new car pledge, which says that if you were to wreck it, the totaled it in the first 2 years, that farmers will buy you a new one, and they'll actually go 10% above and beyond what you paid for it to buy that back. So we have all those bells and whistles, but we need to talk about what we're trying to protect. Reason I bring this up is in our district, so East Tennessee, we had a lawsuit that settled for $2,347,000. In the letter from the attorney against the party, they said that they would vigorously go after the personal assets and future incomes of the deficit from where their insurance will stop paying and the awarded benefit. So, we want to talk about what limit of liability you have, what you should have, what deductibles you're comfortable with to help you get that balance of what's good. And then at the same time, we offer personal umbrella policies that can get you $1 and $2 million protection on top of that. And that's what we want to, again, we can talk about the collision, we can talk about the car rental, we can talk about the roadside assistance. We've got all that to take care of it. We've got an 800 number, 24/7, anywhere in the United States. You dial that number and somebody's going to help you. They have direct bill on the tow service. It's a great thing. If you have a smartphone, you were talking about Sprint and their smartphones the other day, or just a little while ago. It'll pop up you an email that says who's coming and how long it takes to get there, just like your Uber driver does, and you can watch that tow service come and take care of you. So we have the technology to take all those bells and whistles, but we also need to talk about that limit of liability. What do we have to protect? And again, the biggest thing I think most of us have to protect is our future incomes. If we have to make payments to someone out of our discretionary money that we might go on vacation or we might do things with, that's money that we want to protect. So where's your comfort level? And same thing, your deductible. You may have a $250 or you're comfortable with $500. I would rather see me give the company another $500,000 in liability, and you take another $500 risk if you went with $1,000 deductible, or a $250 risk if you went from a $250 to $500 deductible. So those are things that we'll sit down and address with you, customize the program to meet your needs, but also get you the proper protection.
What component? They're all important, obviously, but what component on your car insurance you best have enough coverage? Is it collision? Is it comprehensive? Which?
It's your liability.
Liability.
It's your bodily injury and property damage liability to those other people. Because that's so. When we're fortunate around here that we don't have all this. We do have good attorneys in town, but when you go in the big cities, there's billboard after billboard. If you're injured in a car wreck, if you're injured, shows the big semi trucks and all that. You get into the hotel room and the TV commercials. If you're injured, call this number, and it's got a easy number to remember. Call Joe. Joe's going to take care of you. Those people are representing someone that's trying to sue you because of your situation, and it's your accident that took place that may cause it. Of course, the bigger trucks are going to have the bigger liabilities and bigger money, but it can be you, as you can well see, because we had it happen here in East Tennessee. So it does happen, and that bodily injury liability with property damage, to me, is one of the biggest things that we need to discuss about. I want you to have the bells and whistles too. I want my car fixed if I wreck it, or if a deer runs out in front of you. That's your comprehensive. If I don't have a car, I'd like a car rented for me, and of course, I haven't changed a flat tire. I can't tell you when. So I want that roadside assistance if I have a flat, if I left my lights on and I need the battery jumped off, or if I just have a mechanical breakdown that I need to be towed in. I want that. Plus, again, with our 800 number, you don't have to know who, it's 24/7 anywhere in the United States. They're going to get a certified, qualified somebody to move your vehicle to a shop that can fix your car. And again, that's just turnkey taken care of.
And that's at 2 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning, right?
Exactly. Doesn't matter.
I'm telling you, I've had my insurance with him for over 20 years. I love farmers. I've told this story many times before that the couple of times I had to get the help, they were right there at the time I got T-boned in the intersection. About 6 in the morning, called him at the house. He said, it better be good. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. And by 9 o'clock, I had a rental car. The other story that I always like telling, I was leaving a ball game one night back in the winter. It's been 5 or 6 years ago, bone cold, and I still don't know what happened, but going down the road, a rock popped up and hit my windshield. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and of course it was down below. It was in the teens. Anyway, I had a spider crack, and my windshield busted. And so, the next day I'm up there and I called Sandy, your lady, and I don't know, by 11 o'clock the next day, I had a brand new windshield in. So
Exactly.
I can tell you it works.
And they come out to you. They're going to take
Yep.
care of you. You know, you and I have always talked about the one and done service. It's one phone call. It's calling me. The great thing is if it's after hours, weekends, and holidays, we provide you with the toll-free number. There's always somebody on call. Doesn't matter if it's Good Friday, doesn't matter if it's Easter Sunday morning. It doesn't matter. There's somebody there to help you, and you can dial that number. If we're here, call us. We'll be glad to guide you through and get it all taken care of. Again, get the glass taken care of or get the tow service a hold of you to get things moved around.
Yep, it works. I'm a living testament. Again, right around 20 years of having my auto insurance here and my life insurance too. We're talking to Jim Cline, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. That handsome face on the screen is the number one farmer's agent. That'd be Claire's granddaddy. The number one, the number one farmer's agent in the state of Tennessee and the state of Alabama. But there's room for you. All he wants is a chance to quote some insurance. Let's talk again. We talk about protecting ourselves in a car. Let's talk about protecting ourselves in a home with the American Home Warranty Program.
Right, so our homeowners, you know, it's taking care of fire, lightning, wind, hail, right, vandalism, sudden accidental discharge of water from a plumbing, heating, cooling system. But what takes care of the mechanics of the home? So we have an alliance with American Home Shield so that if the dishwasher messes up, the washing machine messes up, if you use your microwave as frequently as Tom does and you fry it, mess it up. If they cannot, you know, they're first going to try to repair it. If they cannot repair it, they'll replace it for like, kind, and quality. And I always also like to add, because I've had several people tell me, and if you choose to upgrade at that time, they'll help you do that. You know, they'll say, well, yours is worth $1,000, and if you want to buy the $1,200 refrigerator, that's great. We'll help you figure that out, and that's good as well. The heating, cooling system, the electrical system in the house, your garage door opener, it's all those mechanics of the house. You will choose a service fee or deductible. So are you comfortable with $50 or the $75 or $100? And then you would pay that to the service technician when they come out. If they cannot, fix it, then they're going to replace it. So they'll drop ship, they'll get with you, you'll get online, you'll look, they'll drop ship it to your house. Then that service technician comes right back out to put it in. You know, I've told this 100 times, just as bad as your old microwave. I had a guy that probably had a washing machine. He said it was probably 20 years old. It rusted. American Home Shields told him, they said, you know, we can fix it if that's what you desire. But the cost of labor and everything to fix it, we can just give you a new one if you like it. And he's like, that's fine. They chose online on what their allowance was, that drop shipped it. The guy comes, pulls the old one out, puts the new one in, ready to go back to work. So that's through American Home Shields to take all care of all those inner workings. And so many people do worry about the heat pumps. You know, that is something, because heat pumps and hot water heaters, you know, hot water heaters 8 to 10 years, heat pumps around 15 years, and then, you know, lots of times they have to be replaced. So this will, if it has to be replaced, this will replace it.
The old microwave went out about 10, 12 years ago, and one point came in, he said, who made this, Noah? And I said, Noah. So what's that mean? He said, yeah, God, this thing's old. Looks like Noah brought it on the ark. He said, this thing is worthless. I'm going to jerk this out of the wall and put this over the stove microwave. Said, I'm going to jerk it out and put in a new one. He said, this thing is toast.
Yeah. You'd put a lot of toast in that thing.
Oh, baby.
It was wore out. So it's an excellent product, and again, it just goes along and complements your homeowners, because your homeowners is going to take care of, like I said, the sudden accidental things from the fire and the lightning and the heat and the vandalism. And so, again, if you give us a call at 247-5400, stop by, 1309 East Center Street. We're right near Center and Wilcox intersection on Center Street. We've got Preston, we've got Amanda, we have Sandy, we have Tracy, Tim, and myself. Any of us can sit down with you. We're all fully licensed and can discuss these insurance needs. If we need to plan for the college education, plan for retirement, need to work on the auto and homeowners, you need the personal $1 million umbrella policy, we can address all these. And, a lot of people refer to as bundle on all the commercials and stuff, but I will say the more we package together, boats, RVs, ATVs, motorcycles, the more discounting we get and the more savings you get. Because we are looking all the time and talking to people. Well, like, oh, you have a motorcycle? Well, if you add the motorcycle, you get 5% off your auto here, and then here's what the motorcycle, and it's getting a discount because you got the auto and home with us, and we can go on and on and on. just what you said though, we will get through March, and then we're going to get into the toy season, as I refer to it.
Absolutely.
And we do boats, motorcycles, RVs, ATVs. Jet skis. We have a great boat policy. When I say that, we have what's called agreed value. If you're buying a brand new one or if you're buying a used one, what are you buying? What are you paying for it? No depreciation after that. So 3 years later, boat sinks to the bottom of the lake because you let Tom drive it and he hit that rock and there it went. We'll pay you the value that we have it insured at. If it's $20,000, $40,000, or $10,000, so it's a great product to have. And so again, we just ask for the opportunity to sit down and discuss what you're doing.
Yep. Would you say hello to Kevin Brickey?
Well, hello, Kevin Brickey.
And Jerry Keller?
And Jerry Keller?
Keller.
Well, hello.
And the last one is Josh King.
Well, hello, Josh King.
Y'all
need to just swing on by and come visit us one day.
There you go.
You can come when Tom's here every now and then.
Or come when I'm
you
not
may
here.
not want to see him, so, you look at him on that screen enough, you may just want to come when he's not here.
Come when I'm not here.
But you can give us a call.
Yeah.
You can look us up on the web or shoot us an email, whatever's most convenient for you.
There you go. 247-5400. We're coming back in March, ain't we?
Coming back in March.
I love it. Love coming over
Push me
here.
all the way to the end of March now, but
yeah.
we'll get through March Madness and then we'll be ready to go.
We'll get a Claire update too.
We will. God Almighty, she'll be marvelous, won't she? She'll just be melting my heart.
He just lights up like a Christmas tree. Talking about that grandbaby.
If you'd see her, I talk about it all the time. She smiles with her whole face when she gets excited. So I like it when she gets excited when I come in and she smiles with that whole face. And I can just see that in my little brain here, and it just melts Jim's heart.
Oh, Pops.
Oh, Pop.
There you
He's
go.
going to take care of her, I guess.
What's Elizabeth called?
Graham.
Graham and Pop.
Graham and Pop.
There you go.
I know, she's helping, so we call it Graham Care right now. So Claire's at Graham Care right now. God love her. Well, she raised 3, so I guess she can handle another one.
She can handle another one. This ain't her first rodeo. She knows what she's doing. Exactly. She raised 3 good ones, too. Did a great job.
We've been very blessed.
She's a great mama. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's our buddy Jim Cline, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. 247-5400 is, in fact, the number to call. And, again, you heard everything this gentleman can help you with. And, again, as a testimonial, as I've said many times, again, he has helped me, and I've got insurance here, and I'm a firm believer in him, and he doesn't tell me to say that. Don't have to. He takes care of me, so if he can help me, he can certainly help you. 247-5400 is the number to call. Yeah, I heard you. So, heard exactly what you said. Ain't nothing for me to whip a man right here in his office. Oh, here's Kevin Harvick. We're going to take a break. William Yarber is going to join us from Max Medicine Mart. Here is Kevin Harvick talking about the iconic number 3 that he had out held his hand out the window when he won the Atlanta Motor Speedway race on Sunday evening. Again, celebrating the number 3 Dale Earnhardt. So what's it mean? This is what Kevin Harvick said. It means a lot to him to be a part of that number 3, and this is what he had to say here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It means a lot to me, and it's funny how, and ironic how, all these things line up, and it's kind of ironic how we wound up in victory lane that day, and Dale's teams won the first 2 races, and we were able to win the next race in 2001. You see that 3 back in victory lane, and us back in victory lane tonight. It's just how it's meant to be, and I think for me, to be able to kind of do that celebration again. Very similar to what we did in 2001. I've been waiting a long time because 2001 was very confusing. It was my first win, and don't feel like I remember really anything about it because it was just such a really confusing time in my life and on the racetrack and with Dale gone and getting in his car and not with my team that I had built over the last couple years at RCR, and then I raced so much in 2001 that you didn't really see the repercussions of everything that had happened until 2002.
Kevin Harvick, again, one that's celebrating that number 3, and of course you'll see Kevin Harvick and the rest of the Cup drivers coming up right here. Buy your Bristol tickets for less at Food City. Again, you can see on the far left corner the Food City 500. Adult tickets are only $50. Kid tickets to get up there on the 15th day of April, 47 days from now. $10 ticket for kids 12 and under. Go to the front office, any Food City, for all the details. And you can see on the right-hand side, you earn 500 bonus value points for every ticket you purchase at Food City. So You buy them at Food City, you get, let's say you get a pair, which is normal, then you get 1,000 bonus value points, which will translate into 6 gas visits, and that would get you gas visits for 15 cents off per gallon per visit, 6 times. And if you go on Wednesday, you double it and get 30 cents off on a gallon of gas. So it's a no-brainer to buy your Bristol tickets for less at Food City. Adult tickets are $50. Again, that would be for the Sunday race, the Food City 500, Jimmy Johnson in to defend his crown. Kids 12 and under, a $10 ticket. And of course, if you buy a $10 ticket, there's a no-brainer. You buy a $10 ticket, you get 500 bonus value points with 3 gas visits on a $10 ticket. Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but that's savings right there, folks. And then also, if you're going for the Xfinity race, on that Saturday, April the 14th, it too are on sale. Those tickets for adults are $30. Kids get in free. And so you can go, if you're an adult, and watch 2 days of racing for $80. Kid go for $10. You can go for 2 races, an adult and a kid. Take one child and go. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Adult can go on Saturday and Sunday, and a child can go on Sunday for less than $100 to go watch racing at Bristol. It is a no-brainer. You get your tickets. Buy your Bristol tickets rather for less at Food City. It is a no-brainer, I'm telling you. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, before we go to the break, I want to again update you on what's happening with the Southeastern Conference basketball tournament. The Lady Vols will take on Auburn at 7 o'clock on Thursday. The opening round is tomorrow. Arkansas and Vanderbilt's Lady Commodores at noon. Ole Miss and Florida at 2 o'clock. Then on Thursday, the second round, Kentucky, Alabama at 1. The Vanderbilt-Arkansas winner takes on Texas A&M at 3. And then at 7 o'clock on Thursday night at the Gaylord Arena, or the Bridgestone Arena, in Nashville, it'll be the Lady Vols and the Lady War Eagles and Lady Tigers from Auburn at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Gentlemen's yet to be determined. Of course, they're still playing the regular season, including Tennessee on the road at Mississippi State tonight. Rick Barnes' Volunteers. Going to be a tough game. Tennessee, by the way, currently second in the Southeastern Conference in the standings. How about that? They're 11-5, 21-7 overall. And so Mississippi State right behind them at 9-7 and 21-8. A big game tonight for Rick Barnes and the Volunteers on the road at Mississippi State at 7 o'clock tip-off tonight in the Southeastern Conference men's basketball race. Again, the men's team at East Tennessee State, the Bucks will take on the winner of Chattanooga-Sanford at 6 o'clock on Saturday at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville. And again, the Lady Bucks will play Thursday afternoon at 3:30, the quarterfinals against the Lady Terriers of Wofford. And so Lady Bucks at 3:30 on Thursday, the gentlemen at 6 o'clock on Saturday for the Southern Conference tournament, both, of course, being held at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, North Carolina. William Yarber joins us coming up next right after this quick timeout. We're live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, 423-247-5400, the number to call. Right back right after you hear this on show number 697 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We're back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there, Betty William Yarber from Max Medismart, which is right up the street. Good afternoon, my good friend. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tom. How are you doing today?
Just fine, sir. Thanks for checking in with us. Know you're busy. Won't keep you long, but we're down to the final 2 days, today and tomorrow, to save on natural factors, 20% off everything in the store that's natural factors. And what's been under that umbrella? What's been some of the fast movers going out of the store this month?
Definitely BioSteel. You know, that's a very popular natural factors product. So anytime we discount it 20 off for the month, it really flies out of here, which is a good thing. It's a great product. I'm glad a lot of people are trying it out, and we're getting a lot of new patients trying it too. So it's getting a lot of good feedback on it. Great product. Not familiar with it. It's pretty much your go-to for bones and joints and skin, eye, health. Pretty much the good all around. I usually suggest almost everybody take it. That's a good one that's been moving out really quick throughout the month here.
Folks trying to lose weight, don't you have apple cider vinegar capsules on sale too under natural factors?
Yeah, they also do make apple cider vinegar pills. So that's a great appetite suppressant. A lot of people are doing that this time of year. Yeah, and then we also carry the Bragg Cleanse bottles, pre-made. You just pretty much add water to it. That's all you do. So it's got your honey and your cayenne pepper and everything in there. But we also got just the plain old-fashioned Bragg's vinegar too that a lot of customers are really loving. We get the lemon juice and the honey here too, so it's kind of like your one-stop to get your Bragg's detox kit drinks.
Mm-hmm. Also, Natural Factors has CoQ10. Now, for folks out there, they hear it all the time, but in layman's terms, what is CoQ10 and how can it help us?
Well, CoQ10 is an enzyme in your heart and also in your muscles, but mostly in your heart. And just as we get older, production goes down, diets, unhealthy lifestyles. You don't get as much CoQ10 as normally get. So it's always recommended to supplement it, especially if you're kind of breaking the 40 mark, and if you're on heart medication too. Most statin drugs will pull the CoQ10 from your system. So pretty much anybody that's taking a statin drug, we recommend to take even a small dose of CoQ10 to help replace what's being taken out. But yeah, Natural Factors makes a great affordable CoQ10. We've even got a 20% discount on it. Different sizes, different milligrams. We have it from 100 milligram to 400, which is a pretty good dose, and different sizes too to kind of suit whatever needs you'd like. That's a good one a lot of people take advantage of when it's on sale as well.
We're talking to William Yarbers, you see on the screen, from Max Medismart. So Natural Factors winds down tomorrow. Then for the month of March, it's the capital NOW, the Now line, and that's a huge seller as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it is. It's a great seller. It's a great brand for the store. I mean, they do everything from food to supplement. The whole brand is pretty spread out. But yeah, every time their supplements are discounted, they go really quick. Because we have a lot of now sports products that go on discount. So a lot of people that we have that work out a lot, do sports, they love to come in here and get their now sports items, and that's anywhere from protein powders to amino acid blends, MCT oils, all your sports and workout needs. We actually just redid the sports section a couple of days ago, so we got a few new things and kind of moved a few things over that we thought need to be in that section. So get all people to come out and check out the new section, see how they like it, and get some new products.
Talking to William Yarber again from Max MetaSmart, right up the street here on Center Street in Kingsport. Make tracks to Max, and you do. And we appreciate very much for getting the chance to come up and broadcast. We'll be back in there in the month of March. Let me think what date it's going to be, and I'm going to get William to tell us all about some of the Easter goodies that Karen's got out there. We're going to be back at Max MetaSmart on March the 19th, on that Monday. And so let's talk about it. Easter comes early this year. She's already starting to put out some Easter and spring gift-giving ideas. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm looking over here right now, and there's some chocolate bunnies, some glass bunnies, also some spring stuff, and then, of course, chocolate bars, some of the Russell Stover's Easter eggs, lots of cool treats, and then also, some spring decor things. So it's something great we just put out. Little new thing is some candles that Karen's got. There's some spring designs, which is kind of a new thing, and also we got some umbrellas too. It's something we really haven't carried too much in the past. So some new items and some old favorites too mixed in.
There you go. Give me the hours you're open at Max MetaSmart. You're open 7 days a week, are you not?
Yeah, we are. So Monday through Friday we're open 8 till 7. Saturday we're open 8 to 6, and Sunday 1 to 5. So 7 days a week.
There you go. Great job, my friend. Natural Factors on sale today and tomorrow. Anything Natural Factors. There's no coupons. There's no limits. There's no, you can only go in there once. You can buy today, buy tomorrow. As long as you want Natural Factors, 20% off through tomorrow night closing. Then Thursday, brand new again for the month of March, is the Now product line. William Yarber, you're awesome, my friend. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you real soon, all right?
All right, you too. Thank you.
Yep, great job. William Yarber again for Max MetaSmart. Make tracks to Max, and you do, and we thank you for that. We're live here again, as we said. We're at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, again on this beautiful sun-splashed Tuesday, the final couple of days of the month of March. Hey, coming up this Friday, we're going to be at Food City in Churchill. We would ask you to be a part this weekend of the Junior Leagues of Bristol, Kingsport, and Johnson City, holding their 28th annual food drive at area Food City locations this coming Saturday to collect food for Second Harvest Food Bank in Northeast Tennessee and the Feeding America Southwest Virginia program as well. Food City has co-sponsored and promoted the food drive every year. This year's goal is a goal of 30,000 pounds. Food collection bins will be available at participating Food City locations starting on Friday. League members will be giving out collection bags at stores on Saturday. Flyers will be in area newspapers the week of the food drive. We're going to be talking about it for the rest of the week, of course. Items we need the most are canned meats, vegetables, pastas, fruits, and boxed goods, all, of course, canned. Also, peanut butter. They need a lot of peanut butter, particularly for kids. Second Harvest Food Bank in Northeast Tennessee and Feeding America Southwest Virginia will receive the food donations from store locations in their respective regions and distribute to nonprofit organizations that serve people in need. And so both Second Harvest Food Bank in Northeast Tennessee and Feeding America Southwest Virginia are members of Feeding America, the nation's largest food bank network. So if you can, please consider giving this weekend. I know you will, because this area always steps up and does a phenomenal job of helping when help is needed, and we need help to, again, feed the hungry within our region here. So please consider giving this Saturday at all the Food City locations for the Junior Leagues of Kingsport, Bristol, and Johnson City, again, helping with the food drive this weekend at all Food Cities here in the region. We'll be at Food City in Churchill on a Food City Friday, this coming Friday, the first Friday of the month. This is a sad story. Newsworthy, I guess. A former AAU basketball coach currently under investigation in Iowa after allegedly being found in possession of videos of young disrobed boys. Disturbing court records obtained show Greg Stephen, the Iowa Barnstormers co-director, been accused of making videos of underage males taking a shower. He had this set up in his home, seized at least 10 cell phones, did the FBI in Iowa, and tablets, hard drives, and digital video cassettes, and more possible evidence during a search of Stephen's Iowa home. He worked most recently with the Barnstormers' 10th grade traveling basketball team. Has yet to be charged with any crimes, but child pornography and invasion of privacy charges are looming, and so he is no longer part of the Barnstormers basketball organization. And so very, very sad story. So again, even something as an AAU basketball team. You got to know, if you're a parent or grandparent, you just cannot make the assumption. You got to know who your kids and grandkids are around. It's just paramount. And what appears to be okay, obviously in this case, prime example, is not okay. And so you've got to check and do your due diligence to stay on top of what's going on with your kids and grandkids. You just have to. I mean, if you don't, then you're not, in my humble opinion, you're not much of a person if you don't stay in tune to what these kids are around, who they're around, and what they're doing. You just have to. Let's run down again before we get out of here. Exhibition baseball, your winners yesterday: Boston, Detroit, Miami, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, the Braves. Also, Houston split squad beat the Mets. Arizona split squad beat Cincinnati. Milwaukee won. Kansas City won. The Dodgers won. The White Sox, Seattle, San Diego. The other split squad of Arizona beat Colorado. And the Yankees beat Philadelphia last night. Games today: Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Detroit and Philadelphia. Daniel Norris still yet to pitch here in spring training. Maybe it'll be today. Miami and Washington, Pittsburgh and the Braves, St. Louis and Boston. All this going on earlier, or I should say this afternoon in Florida. The Yankees and Toronto, Houston and the Mets, Arizona, San Francisco, White Sox and Chicago, the Reds and Milwaukee, Oakland and Cleveland. Also today in spring training baseball, Seattle and Kansas City, Texas and the Dodgers. You have the Angels in Colorado. You have San Diego and Seattle, and the Red Sox in Minnesota, and a 6:05 first pitch tonight. And that's your spring training baseball schedule for, again, this Tuesday, February the 27th, 2018. Before we get out of here, here's Clint Boyer. Again, Clint Boyer's comment coming up, what he had to say about coming in with a solid third place finish. Didn't win it. His teammate Kevin Harvick won it, but again, currently a solid top 10 in points. What did Clint Boyer have to say about finishing a solid third in Atlanta over the weekend? He had this to say on the Tom Toad Sports Show.
What a good race. What a good racetrack for me, and I don't think you'll find a driver that doesn't enjoy this place. Doesn't really matter where you finish. It's a challenging racetrack. You can over-attack it, and you can underdrive it. I mean, it's such a hard thing to find a good rhythm here, and once you do one run, it feels really good, and then you think you got in that same rhythm in the next run, and you're probably 2 seconds slower, over the course of the run. So it's just a pretty unique place. It's a lot of fun to race at.
Clint Boyer, again, 14 ride, again, and his thoughts from finishing third over the weekend at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Again, everybody travels to Vegas this week for the Cobalt 400, defending champ Martin Truex Jr. in the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, the Boyd Gaming 300, Joey Logano, the defending champ of that race. Trucks are off until March 24th, and of course that's the same day that they crank it up at Kingsport Speedway right down the road, and so that's not that far away. So here's our countdown numbers before we get out of here. We're 46 days away from the Xfinity Series racing, the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300 and the Zombie Auto 150 at Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's last great Coliseum. We were there yesterday, of course, and we'll be back up there very soon to broadcast from the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building. 46 days out in the Xfinity Series race, 47 days, obviously, from the Food City 500, and we are 2 weeks from today, our first day of Elizabethton Cyclone baseball against the Sullivan Central Cougars at O'Brien Stadium, the home of the Elizabethton Twins. Can't wait. And so it'll be brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Elizabethton. Speaking of Chick-fil-A, we'll be there tomorrow broadcasting live in Johnson City. Again, we got Greg Salyer, the Major League Baseball update coming your way. Also, Joe Avento with an update and a preview on Buccaneer basketball going into the Southern Conference tournament this weekend for both the Bucks and the Lady Bucks. We'll have an update from Joe Avento on that. Also tomorrow, we will have Caleb Sparks in from Sprint to tell you all about the great specials going on at your Sprint store right there in front of Longhorn Steakhouse in Johnson City. And also tomorrow, really cool, Coach David Blythe and the state champion Tri-Cities Christian boys basketball team coming to Chick-fil-A tomorrow to talk on the show, bring their trophy, and kind of strut their stuff because they're state champs, and we love to promote state champs. So we'll have those guys on tomorrow with Coach Blythe from Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Today, big thanks, of course, to Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, also Colin Brooks of the Northeast Tennessee Prep Magazine, head coach Lucas Honeycutt of the Elizabethton Cyclones playing basketball tonight against the Unicoi County Blue Devils in the regional semifinals of Chucky Doak. William Yarber from Max Medicine Mart. We heard audio from Kevin Harvick and Clint Boyer. And also, of course, the obvious, our buddy Jim Cline from Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. All these folks on the show today. We appreciate them very much for allowing us to have them on the show and for them to join us on the show. And we thank you as well for being with us on the other side of the camera and the other side of the microphone. Be sure and like us and share it, please, this show. And again, we're up to 1,000 followers, continue to grow every day, and we can't thank you enough for that. Of course, this is, we said to start the show, this is the Lord's show, and it will go as far as He wants it to go. And we're wrapping up 697. We'll have our 700th show if He tarries and doesn't come get us before Friday. So we'll be on show number 700 from Food City in Churchill. And again, one more time, the verse of the day is out of the book of Jeremiah. Call unto me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things that you do not know. Jeremiah 33:3. And again, reminding you, April the 27th, 28th, and 29th, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Will Graham's coming to town, the grandson of the late Dr. Billy Graham, for a celebration for 3 days at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. Again, one more time, basketball tonight, AAA semifinals, Science Hill, Morristown East at 6. Jefferson County, Dobbins Minute at 7:45. Those being played at Jeff County in AAA. AA at Chucky Doak, Granger and Chucky Doak at 6 o'clock. Elizabethton and Unicoi County at 7:45 tonight. And then the single A, Cock County, North Green and Cosby at 6. University High and Sullivan North at 7:45. Winners move on. Losers go home. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. So until we greet you tomorrow from Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City, for Jim Cline and all of our guests, this is Tom Taylor telling you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. And thanks for watching show number 697 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So long, everybody.